Hi everyone, welcome to another special episode of the Financial Insight Show. As you all know, Financial Insight was recently at the 30th edition of Mining Indaba. And thanks to the folks at Insizwe, who were one of our sponsors for the coverage, we bring to you a collection of interviews that we had with various delegates at the 30th edition of Mining Indaba. So I'd like to ask our viewers to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. To the management team at Insizwe, thank you so much for supporting us, and we hope that you too enjoy the footage that you're about to see. Stay tuned and enjoy the show.
Greetings everyone, my name is Seruchuma for Financial Insight Zambia, and joining me today is the Managing Director of Insizwe Private Brokers, Namuye Mudenda. Namuye Mudenda, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you, Cedric.
Glad to have you.
Glad to be here as well, thank you.
So Insizwe is known as a private brokerage. Are you able to explain to us what exactly is private brokerage?
So basically, an insurance broker is an intermediary between a customer and an insurance company. And it's basically for the purpose of ensuring that the customer gets the best service, the best insurance policies. So our job is to negotiate best policies, that best suit their needs, actually, depending on their business portfolio. So it also entails us understanding what type of business the customer is into, and then being able to provide policies that speak into their needs. So basically, that's what it is. We are intermediaries between the two parties.
And I understand that means you play a very important part in the financial system. So what are the unique approaches and ways Insizwe is using to actually provide value in the market?
So for a long time, we've been known to tailor-make our products. Like I said, we go into the market, find customers, and then obviously understand what their business needs are. And so from that background, we're able to tailor-make their products. Another thing, I think lately you've seen that we are advertising more of our business. That's also to provide more information to our customers, because if you go to our social media platforms, at times when we post just an educational post, just to keep our customers or the public aware of some of the insurance policies that are out there that they may not know about. So those are some of the approaches. And another thing I'll speak about is to cross-sell. So as opposed to going in the market to look for business, which is quite hard. The economy is not doing so well lately. What we focus on is not really growing the business in numbers as in more customers, but leveraging out of what we have, the customers that we have. Are we offering them value? Are we exploring all the potential that there is in terms of their insurance needs? And so, for example, if a customer comes and all they want is motor insurance, but I know that their business goes beyond just motor. So we then sit with them and say, look, we're also able to offer these other insurance policies. And the beauty about being a broker is that we go into the market and look for different quotations, so to say, or different policies from different service providers, as long as we have a service level agreement with them. So that gives them more choice. It gives the customer more choice. So basically, those are some of the things I would speak about.
Okay, and do you have any key focus sectors as in Insizwe that you offer your solutions? And if you do, what are some of the key risks that your clients want insurance for in these sectors?
So our focus really has been the private sector. And so most of our biggest business portfolios are of the private sector. That said, our biggest customers are from the Copper Belt. And so we recently have opened a Copper Belt office to service the customers that are there. And of course, another sector we're trying to target because of that is the mining sector. Currently, we do have a few mining companies. We have the Mabiza mine as one of our clients. And so us positioning ourselves on the copper belt really is to tap into that market as well and see how best we can grow that portfolio. But also just to be able to be present when our customers on the copper belt do need us. And yeah, just being able to provide them the best service we can.
So what are some of your unique client offering?
So right now, there's a product that we have been selling, and it's called Credit Life. We have approached a number of microfinance companies to offer Credit Life, the Credit Life policy. And that has really worked well over the past few years, and it's grown. Right now, we are insuring one of our biggest clients is the National Savings and Credit Bank, and we are brokering for the Credit Life policy. So another product we're offering on the market is a Credit Life insurance policy, which we are offering to microfinance institutions and banks, per se. So we do have the National Savings and Credit Bank as one of our clients, and a few microfinance companies that are taking up this policy. So yeah, it's one of our another portfolio that we're trying to grow as Insizwe. Yeah.
Oh, that's really been very enlightening. It's been a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for your time.
Great. Thank you for having me.
This has been Cedric Chuma for Financial Insight Zambia. Get to know.
I'm Nolwandle Mkoki, as I said, CEO of Aon South Africa. We are in the business of making better decisions, helping our clients make better decisions, leveraging the data and insights to help inform them on some of the key risk mitigations and solutions that we can provide to them. Our business is actually more entrenched both in non-life as well as life, as well as health part of the business, which is effectively we offer solution, human capital around the employee wellness, around the health, but also around the commercial risks, which is actually a critical point around the discussion that we're having here today.
Absolutely.
And mining is actually a key, a critical component of our business, as it is one of the most contributing sectors in our economy, particularly in South Africa, employing over 500,000 people. But we also know that it's a big source of revenue for also the rest of the continent.
Indeed, indeed. So today, the panel discussion that we had today was all about the future of mining in Africa. How do you see that unfolding?
I think what came out very clear from the panelists is the fact that there's more opportunities in Africa. We've got coal, we've got copper, and across Southern Africa, including also parts of DRC, Zambia. It was very interesting to see how the emphasis is also around the policies that will create better opportunities for us to be able to realize those mining opportunities, particularly for the investors. And the available financing that is actually there. I mean, I think some of the speakers here, investing almost half of your revenue into basically ESG. And what came out very clearly is while we're focusing around the future, which is really around the renewable energy, there's a huge emphasis around the S, which is the social aspect, understanding what the social impact is going to be, as well as governance, which is where policies come into play around these issues. So the future is actually there. For us, it was music to my ears to actually say reinforces our relevance as Aon in actually helping everyone make better decisions using our insights and data. I think we've got global expertise as well as local context to be able to offer these solutions to all of our customers and clients.
This year's Indaba has been, there's been a very prominent theme around AI. With the big news that came out of Zambia with this discovery of the ore body and how rich it is. And it's been consistently mentioned how AI played a significant role in that discovery. So how do you see AI continuing to play a role in the mining sector in Africa?
It will continue to play a role. Obviously, part of that, it actually helps informs the data that we collect, because it's an avenue, it's a source through which we can actually collect more data and to provide insights from a business point of view in order for us to actually make these better decisions. So it is evolving, and I think what we're seeing in Zambia, it's actually very good. It's going to give impetus to the rest of the continent to ensure that we use that as part of our resolve, without actually impacting the social aspects as well. We still need people to actually be involved in the mining. Absolutely. But AI is going to further enhance our ability to actually make better decisions and avail better solutions to our clients.
So do you not see AI representing a risk for job loss? We've heard about how AI might steal jobs from people. What's your perspective on that?
I think we need to balance it. We're in the business of service. We still need to relate to people. There's a significant role that AI can play. I don't believe that it will necessarily displace the human and the physical presence of individuals. We still need people to go underneath to assess, but the speed at which they're able to work in the mines is going to be further enhanced through the AI.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, as I said, this is day 3. We've got the rest of today for mining Indaba and day 4 tomorrow. And what are you looking forward to come out of this Indaba the most?
It's really the insights derived, which confirms some of our understanding as well. The important part is actually the networking and the opportunity for us to actually strengthen our position and showcase our capabilities. What I'm taking away from the last 3 days, there's definitely a space for us to participate in a very much more meaningful way. And obviously also to look in terms of the prospects, which other markets we can actually start availing ourselves to.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Dr. Ngoki, thank you very much for standing here with us to talk to us. And we appreciate your thought leadership coming from Aeon, and about how you're helping investors in the mining sector in Africa. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you are. Day 3, Investing in Africa, Mining Indaba. This is the Financial Insight Show. My name is Clarence Chongo. This particular interview has been powered by our partners Insizwe. Get to know.
Hi everyone, it's Mwelo again, and we're currently at the waterfront where we've actually experienced an interesting panel discussion that was organized by Aeon and Invest Africa. And with me is Ian from SRM to tell us a little bit more about this particular event. We're currently on day 3 of our coverage of mining Indaba, and thanks to the folks at Insizwe who've made this possible for us to come in and capture some of this content. So Ian, without much further ado, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Well, we've had a great week so far.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, it's been such a wonderful experience for us coming to cover, delegates such as yourself. But for our viewers who don't know about your company, tell us a little bit about your company, what you do, and why it was so important for you to be at Mining Indaba.
Absolutely. So I work for SRM, which is a global intelligence, investigation, cybersecurity and ESG consultancy. We are one of Invest Africa's partners. We're their intelligence partner for 2024. And so we work very closely with them on events such as this. 2 of my colleagues, Matt and Gabby, gave the opening keynote in which they addressed a number of trends and challenges that they think are going to shape the mining industry in 2024. And we then moderated a panel. I moderated a panel yesterday focused on ESG. So, we're really here. We have a very strong Africa team. We've got about 50 people based here in Cape Town, and we work regularly advising and supporting clients across the continent to kind of enable business and to enable companies to operate all across the continent.
Absolutely, and Financial Insight that has been covering mining Indaba understands that mining Indaba is obviously a premium networking sort of environment. How have been your engagements at this year's event, and what do you think will be some of the key takeaways that you've actually had from the various people that you've encountered?
Oh, well, we've had a fantastic week so far. We've met a lot of people, a lot of world-class organisations who are either already doing business on the continent or looking for opportunities to invest. I think what's been interesting for us is actually many of the key themes that our speakers, Matt and Gabby, struck upon in the opening keynote have carried through the conference so far. So there's been a lot of talk about the geopolitics of supply chains, increasing political risk on the African continent, but also globally. We've heard a lot about ESG, which is a theme that seems to keep rising and rising in the global business community. And then also various speakers have touched on artificial intelligence, opportunities with technology, and the associated cybersecurity risks that come with that.
Absolutely, and obviously technology plays a huge role. And we understand that this year's Mining Indaba talked about disruption. What does disruption mean for you in the sense of the things that we are hoping to achieve post-Indaba?
Well, I think disruption by its very nature means change, and there's a lot of change in this particular industry as it looks towards the energy transition and how critical minerals are going to feed into that and drive that transition process. So I think that's one area where we anticipate there being huge changes and opportunities in the future. Zambia has come up several times.
Absolutely. They're currently the hottest kid on the block, with the big announcements that were made with the cobalt mine, which is an artificial intelligence inspired mine.
Exactly. So I was going to pick up on that point, artificial intelligence being used, during that exploration and discovery process. So we've got a case in point there of a new technology being applied to what has been a process that's been, refined and developed over many decades.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ian, it's been such a great opportunity to speak to you. We hope that we will probably engage with you. Are you currently pursuing any interest on the Zambian space as well?
We're advising clients who are pursuing interest in the Zambian space. So whilst SRM itself doesn't have a business in Zambia, we work regularly with clients who either have existing operations or who are looking to invest in the country.
Absolutely. There you have it. You've heard it yourself. We're right here at Mining Indaba, where we've just had a chance to speak to Ian of SRM, and you've heard all the insights. So stay tuned to all our platforms and get to know.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is day 3 at the Investing in Africa Mining Indaba. We are here at the one and only hotel by the waterfront here in Cape Town. And I have the esteemed pleasure of being with Mr. Musa Mabuza, who happens to be the CEO for the Council for Geoscience here in South Africa. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Clarence.
So when I saw the name geoscience, that caught my interest.
Yes.
And I was curious to know what the relationship is between the science that you do, geoscience, with the mining industry or mining sector. If you could please just share that insights with us, please.
So the phrase that we use in geoscience, geology, is that geoscience is the fulcrum of human development. In that, what we're saying is that it all starts with geoscience.
Absolutely.
So with geology, without geology, there is no exploration, there is no mining. And so nations have to invest in geosciences, which has many applications, but because we are talking about mining, mining is one of those applications. So what do we mean by that? So the rocks are made out of minerals and elements. And so when we study rocks, we begin to understand where are which minerals and elements and what are the possible quantities and qualities of those minerals and elements. So that, for instance, if you are talking about, if we are talking about the critical minerals, you need to know which critical minerals you have, how much of them you have, so that you can then plan as a country to position yourself for the development of those minerals. So you can make informed decisions and informed choices whether you want to develop them yourselves, whether you want to invite others from outside to come and develop them with you, or whether you want to develop them jointly. And if you do and you have this information, you can really make informed choices about the terms and conditions of these, the development of these minerals. I argue that if you don't know what you have and how much of it is there, then you cannot manage it effectively and efficiently.
Absolutely.
So geosciences gives nations the power to manage their mineral resources. In summary.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
So obviously this is day 3 at Mining Indaba.
Yes.
And what's your relationship with the Mining Indaba institution, and what are you expecting to have achieved by day 4 when the last day of Mining Indaba will be, which is tomorrow?
So I think one of the best things that the Mining Indaba does is that it brings the continent together, and it brings the world, and in particular, it brings the ministers, it brings the officials, it brings civil society, it brings ordinary members of society, it brings the financiers and the lawyers and so on, and everybody into one area to talk about issues of development. And so ordinarily, as we convene, and this, what is amazing is that this is the 30th Mining Indaba. And as the 30th Mining Indaba, I am hoping that we can help to mobilize a coordinated development of the mining industry across the length and breadth of the African continent. Because this continent growing together will make it a much greater continent that it deserves to be.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mabuza. I do not wish to take up more of your time. I understand that you've got a panel discussion. If you could just share with us what the topic will be next.
So I'm going to discuss coal and the importance or otherwise thereof of coal. I think you know that we have created as humanity over the past 200-300 years a menace that has accelerated the pace of climate change. And we have made commitments that will move from high CO2 economic growth environment and transition to a low. And so the question that we need and what we'll be debating is, how do we do that? And does transitioning mean that we should transition without hydrocarbons? And I'm personally one of the believers that if we can send a man to the moon, then there's no reason why we can't pull together and transition with hydrocarbons.
To renewable and more sustainable energy.
And coal and gas and diesel and renewables and nuclear and everything else, and still fulfill our obligations to retain and reduce the concentration of CO2 and related gases in the atmosphere. I think it's possible. quite frankly, and I think if the world pulls together and direct resources towards this, it can be achievable.
A positive note to end on, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Mr. Mabuza.
Thank you, sir.
He's the CEO for the Council for Geoscience here in South Africa. My name is Clarence Chongo. This is the Financial Insight Show, sponsored by our partners Insizwe. Get to know.